Hey, friends.
Welcome in. Welcome in. We are here again with another Jewel Loom School live. And look who's back.
Hey, Zach.
She is, Amber is here with us today.
Oh, me.
Thank goodness. We're so happy that she's able to feel well enough to be with us tonight. I miss my buddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we're glad for that. She's going to show us the kit a little bit later. So that'll be fun. How's everyone doing tonight? Let me know what you're up to tonight in the comments.
Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Melanie. Glad you guys could join. And Zach was here super early.
Yeah, she was. She is on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's still here. I think so.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, she'll come back maybe.
Yeah.
Joan sends out all the notifications.
Yeah, she's letting everybody know. Let me get my necklace out of my
earphone. No.
That would be good.
Well, I don't know if we'll see Jules tonight, Zach.
We will be announcing the winner from last week's, and don't forget, we will have a drawing again this week. We're going to be doing that every week, and that is for the Jewel Loom bundle, which contains the baby Jewel Loom, original Jewel Loom, if I can talk, beads. You get like 100 beads and hemp, all kinds of stuff. So Jewel Loom needles. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I can't even remember what all the qualifications are at this point. But let me double check that, guys, so I can get that right to you.
Yeah.
My memory sometimes just doesn't. It's probably way back here too. But I think we decided.
I think it was a newsletter. Is it new?
I thought she changed that, but
oh, she did. So, all right, we will figure this out.
I'll work on that, and
I'll say hi to everybody. We got Gail and Sherry, and and Miss Joan is in the comments. It does look like Jules is commenting, but yes, it's Joan. We've got Bonnie is saying, yeah, it is an awesome starter kit. I love what Jules has put together for everybody.
It's so kind of her to do that.
Yeah. Rhonda, it really gets you off on the right foot. So
yeah, it's way back here, guys, because we talk a lot in our messenger.
Melissa's watching us a little bit while she's driving in the car on her way home. Then she'll have to unload. Glad you could join us for a little bit, Melissa. Rose is here.
Joan, do you remember what we need to subscribe to? What we need everybody to do? To sign up for the giveaway.
Facebook user, so glad to have you here. If make sure if you're on Facebook, you give StreamYard permission. We had a big old conversation going, so I'm not sure. We had a lot of talk. We have a little chat group about each week's show and what Jules would like us to do. Apologize for this
all
delay.
3 things. Subscribe to the newsletter, subscribe to YouTube, and like the Facebook page.
All right.
Okay.
Great.
So there we go. That's our answer. And it comes from the boss's lips to your ears.
And that's from tonight until midnight next Wednesday.
Yeah. So if you want to win the bundle, guys, make sure you like Jewel's Facebook page, subscribe to YouTube, and join the newsletter. And you can join the newsletter by going to jewelloom.com and signing up there. And you also, when you join the newsletter, you get a 15% off coupon. So it's kind of like a win-win type thing.
It really is.
So, yeah.
There's lots of win-wins in this. All right. Well,
and I just want to make sure tonight also that my air conditioning isn't too loud. is it too loud for you, Amber? Everything seems okay as far as sound goes, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you well. So
okay, good. Okay.
We have Shaquita. I don't know if I'm saying that right, and I apologize. And
Yep,
Vicky.
Yeah.
And Stephanie. We've got all kinds of people popping in. But why
Hi,
don't
everybody.
so excited. So I will make myself big, and Trish, you can flip down
okay,
there.
great. Thank you.
We're going to start with, Trish has a big tutorial tonight. It's a really cool pendant she's going to be making. So I want to make sure we have time to do that. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I said your name correctly, and I'm so excited to be with you guys tonight. Hi, Beverly. Vicky says all is fine with your air conditioner, Trish.
Okay, good.
Yeah, seems like I don't see anybody saying they can't hear you. So Trish is going to share a really cool pendant that you can make with SilverSilk on the SilverSilk Loom, and also show you how to take off the last project too, right? Is that correct?
That doesn't look. Yes, ma'am. That is for sure. That's what we're getting ready here. There we go. That should work.
All right. You feeling good?
I'm feeling just as good can be.
Well, meant ready.
I'm ready. And remember, guys, we're upside down here, so my belly is actually down here. So that kind of gives you an idea what's going on. So this was our beautiful bracelet that we made last week on the SilverSilk Loom. And I want to just show you quickly how to take it off and how to put your SilverSilk clasps on. And it's pretty simple. All I do to take my project off, because I don't tie my SilverSilk on. I just hook it down through the teeth and it stays there pretty well for me. I just lift. So that is up and off there. So you can see how nice that came out. And then this was our original one that I had made. So basically at this point, you're just going to measure and for whatever your wrist is. You want to give yourself a little bit of room for clasps, like maybe an inch or so. And for the ends, so you don't end up having something that's flopping around on your wrist. So I know I have about 5 inches worth of work here because I've already measured it. So I'm going to make my bracelet about 6 inches, including the SilverSilk on the ends, because I know that I need room for, like I said, these ends and then my clasp. And on this, I put a pretty substantial magnetic clasp, which I really like on them. So I'm just going to drop down here, guys. My measurements are down here. So I'm just going to kind of see what's going to get me around where I want to be, so then I can trim. So basically, I just take my SilverSilk. I have it kind of marked where I want it to be. And I'm going to trim. There's ball chain inside of here, guys. So you go in between the ball chain links and snip. It's that easy. It's just as easy as just cutting wire. And the same thing on this side. Okay. And then I'm going to put about that approximate amount on the other side as well. Really simple to finish these, which is another really nice benefit of using the SilverSilk. And Neely's ends and that are also beautiful and high end. And don't throw your pieces away, guys, because you can make all kinds of little things, earrings, everything with these little pieces. So
they're great little pieces. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm just going to kind of cut this one here so I could get them about the same.
Vicky says that we can't have floppy bracelet, not when everything else is floppy.
No, I don't need that. Our roller don't. I'm going to cut that one a little bit too short, but we'll make it work. So basically then, guys, all you're doing is just taking your ends, and you can see in your SilverSilk class, this is a double end, which works absolutely perfect for this. And I use a pair of pliers. I did dip my pliers in Tool Magic. That's what Neely does for his. Because I like to close those type of clasps and my ribbon clasps with my flat nose pliers. So I did that. That seemed to help. So I'm just going to feed in. I'm kind of going to like tighten up this wire around the ball ends a little bit so it's not like sticking out. so it'll go in there nice and smoothly. And then I'm just going to lay each end in like so. And then I'm going to bring my pliers in. I'm just holding it at this point, guys, just to make sure I have everything where I want it. And you can see my end popped out there. Yeah. And you want to make sure your SilverSilk logo is up.
Very good point. I always forget to look for that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to make sure these are in there. And then I'm just going to give it a good squeeze. I'm going to kind of examine everything again. Just make sure I have everything in there. And then give another squeeze. And then our end is on. Okay. This side might be a little more difficult for me only because I cut it shorter. But let's give her a go. And I have my SilverSilk logo is up. Grab my end. Again, making sure I have both ends in there. And I do want to go back and squeeze this because I can see I have a little bit of loose on there too. Okay.
Stephanie, if you can't remember if you ordered the loom, just send Jules a text or an email and she'll remind you what loom you ordered.
And it's as simple as that, guys. And you just add your clasp.
So pretty.
Yeah. And the ends just make it, doesn't it?
It does.
They're just so pretty. So there you go. We got that one finished. I'll just add a little clasp to it and we'll be ready to roll. All right. And again, keep your pieces. It's like little pieces of gold. So today what we're going to do, guys, I love that stuff. It's so pretty.
It is.
So not to change the subject or anything, guys, but today we're going to make this pendant.
Oh, love it.
As you can see, guys, it has SilverSilk on either side. In the middle is actually hemp. You can also use 1mm leather in the middle, but we're going to use hemp today. And you need your beads for the center. These are the 9x12 gem cut beads. And you need some 11-0s for the side to do your Pico Stitch. And then you're going to need some head pins and a few more of your beads for the bottom. And then I just used some ribbon crimps, but you know, your call, guys. So that is what we're shooting for right there. So, okay. So to get started, guys, I have my beads laid out here. I'm going to get my 11-0s out. I don't quite need them yet, but I'll get them out. See if I can make them go everywhere with my needle and thread.
Of course.
So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to use our hemp first. The SilverSilk goes on second. Okay.
What color SilverSilk is that you're using?
This is the metallic copper, which is absolutely gorgeous.
It is very pretty.
Oops, sorry. Upside down.
It's okay.
So, but look at that goodness.
Oh.
So pretty.
So pretty.
One of my favorites. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll get our hemp, and this is the 0.5 hemp that I'm using. You could use the other. You could use the 1 millimeter, not 0.1. So I'm just going to take my hemp, and I'm actually going to tie on down here, guys. I'm going to show you this in a second. Onto one of these big teeth down at the bottom. Put that on there. And just do our regular tie on that we always do. Sometimes these angles.
Oh, yeah. To be able to show it on
yes.
the video.
And I'm like, I can whip it out when it's just me. But because I have to do these angles, I'm like, oh.
How do I do it?
My hands are like, no. Okay. So I just tied it onto one of those bottom bigger teeth, guys. It works. And I'm going to go over here kind of to the center area because I know I want to put my SilverSilk on either side. And if you look here, we're going to have 4 strands, 4 strands of the hemp. I'm getting used to my camera being here, guys. Can you tell? It's getting blurry.
Oh, that is so pretty.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so we're just going to go through every tooth. I'm just going to just warping like we always warp. So I'm just going across the SilverSilk loom. I'm going to grab one of these teeth on the bottom just to kind of make sure everything's almost using that like my knob. Okay. See this? The ones that stick out here on the back, or you could go down here and hook, either one. And then I'm just going to go in every one, go across.
I always love Vicky's comments.
Well, now what she's saying.
No one tells you that you need to be a contortionist to do demos.
No, they don't. They don't, Vicky. That's not fair. I want a raise. No. Okay. So it's just as simple as this, guys. Whoops. I skipped one. You don't want to do that. You want these to be right beside each other because you need your gem cuts to fit in between them. Okay. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 strands across of our hemp. That's what we want. So we're just going to cut this and tie it off on the bottom here, like I did the other one.
Hi, Rosalinda. Welcome, welcome.
Yes. Hi, guys. Sorry if I'm not seeing your comments. I'm kind of...
That's why you got me, friend.
Amber's doing such a good job. Okay. So.
And so are you, friend.
Oh, thank you. All right. So I've got that tied on. And it just looks like a regular warp with hemp. So there's a couple ways you can do this, guys, with putting your SilverSilk on. And it's very simple to do. I'm going to go down to the tooth next to the tooth we started in. Okay. And I'm just going to put my SilverSilk in there and push that down in. Okay. And I'm going to run it across to the same tooth on the other side. Okay. I always forget which way to go with this.
Uh-oh.
Because my camera's going, it's upside down, you know.
I thought you meant with the SilverSilk.
No, because my camera, I'm always like showing you back here when I need to be up here. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I brought my SilverSilk down, and I'm just going to run it across the bottom, just straight across here, and then go into the tooth beside the one that we finished, the last hemp strand that we put on. Okay. And then just up and across. And then hook her back on here.
Vicky had a great tip for us, Trish. Painter's tape helps hold the things down.
Yeah, painter's tape is good for it. And also I have like some little clips that I have, just like some alligator clips that also work well. But so that's basically what we're looking at here, guys. Okay. So you have SilverSilk and your 4 strands of hemp and your SilverSilk. And that's it. All right. So I'm going to get my hemp out of the way here. I have my needle threaded tonight, guys, so we don't have to go through that painfulness. I'm like, they know how to thread a needle. I don't have to do this.
Oh, I'm so excited you got your loom, Sherry. Can't wait to see what you make.
Awesome. So we're going to do the same thing, guys. We're just going to treat this SilverSilk as if it's just hemp on a regular original loom. I mean, this is as simple as it gets here, guys. So I'm just going to tie on to this leftmost. I'm going to leave myself some room on the bottom because I want to be able to tie everything off.
Is that you're tying on the SilverSilk then?
I'm tying on to the SilverSilk.
Okay.
And I'm just going to tie 2 knots like I always do. And I'm using the beige Wildfire tonight, in case you're wondering. The color, guys, which I really love.
It blends
and then this
so
hemp,
well.
This hemp is like a variegated, I don't know the exact name, but it's a variegated brown that also you can find on Jewel's website. I love it. It's so pretty. It goes so well with the copper, you know. But like I said, guys, you could even put your leather in the middle here, brown or tan leather, and that would be really, really pretty. So it's as simple as this, guys. We're going to make this all with gem cuts, okay? It's basic. And you can see here I have 5 across because we have 6 lines of material here. And I just go every other. And I change the row up a little bit as I go. So say if I did red, tan, red, tan, red, I'm just going to go tan, red, tan, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of gives it a little bit of interest to use 2 different colors of beads. You could certainly make this with 1 color or three or 4 colors.
Definitely. Make a rainbow.
So we're just, what's that?
You could make a rainbow.
You could. So I'm just going to pick my 5 beads up at one time here. I'm just going to go back and forth.
We had a question from Anne. So glad you could join us, Anne. She was wondering what size SilverSilk you're using.
This is the capture chain, and it honestly, it doesn't say on here, honey. I don't know if Joan would be able to answer that better, but that's all the information that I have is right here. So unfortunately, I can't help you with that, but you could use probably any size.
Joan responded, all capture chains come in the same width.
Okay,
so.
Great. Thank you so much, Joan. I knew you would know. So we're doing the same thing, guys. I dropped my beads down, and now I'm feeding my Wildfire underneath my warps. I just want to get this over on this side to make it a little easier. And then I'm just going to pop my beads up underneath here. Yeah, get that in there. I have a little bit bigger of a hand, so sometimes it takes me a minute on this loom. So let me get this strand out of here so we don't have. There we go.
Well, always the first row is hard, no matter what.
Yes, this is true, but yes. So I have them popped up through, guys, and I'm going to treat this SilverSilk just as I'm treating my hemp. So I'm going up and over top of my warps and going through each bead. Okay. And then out through the other side. And I'm just pulling that snug. Okay, and there's our first row. So then I'm just going to pick up the next set, which is going to start with the tan. What were you going to say, Amber?
Oh, I was just going to say how pretty the beads are.
They are. And you'll see like there's some different reds here and some different tan ones I kind of mixed together. So they may not all be exactly the same, but they're in the same color family. So they will work. So I'm dropping my beads down again. The opposite pattern. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. But you could make this as large as you want it to be.
Bonnie, great question. What size were the gem cuts? They are 9.
Gem cuts. Oh, sorry. Go
ahead. If you know off the top of your head, go ahead.
They're 9x12 gem cuts is what the size is on them. So, yeah, they're really pretty. I have to say that because I've really enjoyed working with these. I'm almost out of them. That's how much I've enjoyed working with them.
I believe they're 9x6, though, right?
9x12.
Are they 9x12? Oh, okay.
I believe so.
Okay. Then I put the wrong link in the...
Or sorry, maybe not. Maybe they're 9x6. I always thought Jules said 9x12, but that's all right. Anyway, they're on the website, and you'll be able to find them there. Okay, so doing the same thing. We're going to go back to our 9x6. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I was getting excited making them 12. Woo. Double me up, huh?
Woohoo.
There we go. And you can see how quickly this comes together, guys. At least this part, anyway. Now, the Pico Stitch takes a little bit of time, but same thing. And I've gotten questions before, can I go through the SilverSilk? You absolutely can go through the SilverSilk if you don't want to go up and over it, by all means. But I find it easier and my sides look nicer and more even if I just go around it and wrap around it like I do the hemp. Okay. So now I'm going to go to my next row. Come on. They don't want to get on there. There we go. Yeah, they are super pretty, guys. They're 9x6, by the way.
Aw.
That's all right. I could have swore that's what Jewel's been saying, but you never know with my brain. All right. So this is our 4th row right here. So we only have one more row of this to get on.
And to answer the question of the size of the capture chain, it looks like it's somewhere around 3 millimeters.
Did you measure it?
Joan said she measured it once with a gem gauge.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Okay, dropping the beads down, feeding my needle underneath. And we're touching that last row here. And we're just pushing our gem cuts up through, putting the needle through the beads over top of all of the warps. All right. So I'm gonna get these out of the way. We're at the point where you can stop adding beads if you like that size of pendant. The one I designed, that's what I did. So now we're gonna start with our Pico Stitch, guys. And I know we've done these before, but I just thought that it really added to the size of the piece with doing it in the red. So as you can see here, I started a little higher with the Pico Stitch, a little higher than the bead. I think tonight I'm going to start kind of right at the bead, so I have more room to put my ribbon crimp across the top, because I fought with it a little bit with that Pico being so high. So that's my advice. Just kind of start at where your last row of beads are. I thought, oh, it'll be pretty to have it going up there. It is pretty, but it's a little bit of a fight when you're trying to get that ribbon crimp on. Okay, so it's just the same as we always do. Now in this first row, I go out through the SilverSilk, right where my strand of Wildfire comes through my bead. Okay, I can do that.
Yes, Vicki, this would be a gorgeous bracelet.
And it would be.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And Joan thinks if we made it on the large Wisdom Warrior, that we could make it into a hat band.
Ooh.
Like,
you don't even know. Oh my gosh, guys.
That's a lot of beads, but yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot of beads, because this takes a lot of beads, actually. But okay, so I'm just going through that SilverSilk because I want my my Pico, not decoupage, my Pico Stitch to be right along the sides of it. I don't want it hovering over the top of the SilverSilk. Okay, so I'm just going to do what we usually do. And guys, I'm not using the beads so much this time to go in and out of. I'm using the SilverSilk on the sides, because I found my Pico Stitch didn't look as nice when I did that, like we traditionally do, go from bead to bead. I just am using the SilverSilk and judging, because it was going a little bit too wide.
Okay.
I like the way that it ended up being. They may not all be perfectly exact, but that was my preference anyway. So I'm just going to turn this around right now because I'm going to be doing the side. And I'm going to pick up 3 11-0 seed beads. Okay. Push those down my needle. Actually, I think I'm going to get a seed bead needle and put it on for this. It always seems to work better for me with the 11s. You grab that.
Me too. I prefer a seed bead needle.
Yeah. Grab that. I always come prepared, you know. All right. Grab one of these. Let's try him. Okay, get that threaded. The reason I think, I mean, a lot of times the Jewel Loom needle will work on the 11s. It just depends. But I find that I just have less struggle if I just use a regular old seed bead needle for it.
Yeah, I find trouble right where the thread and the end of the needle are sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go back here, guys, and we're going to pick up our... I still have them on there. Let's see. You never know with me. Okay, we're going to pick up our 3. You just never know. I forget from minute to minute.
I hear you.
And drop them down. And they went on very nicely. And I'm actually kind of wishing I would have came out a little lower here. So I'm going to go back through here. And that makes it nice. You can just go back through and find the spot that you actually want to use. And you won't really see it because it's wound in with the SilverSilk. Okay.
It hides our flaws.
Right. It really does. So I'm just going to go out like right here across the top of this instead. Go through here because I don't want it to land across the SilverSilk. We'll go back through. And come out right above the bead here. Okay, now I'm happy. All right. So take our 3 11-0s, move them down the thread for the 5th time, and and then go back in through the SilverSilk to the width that you would like. Okay. And then just pull, and that'll set those beads very nicely on the side of your, once you get it all untangled, on the side of your SilverSilk. Okay. So then we're going to go back through, right beside that.
Vicky has a question.
Sure, Vicky.
Are you going through the SilverSilk now or around it?
I am going through this for the Pico Stitch. I am going through the SilverSilk. I'm not utilizing the beads at this point on the gem cuts. Okay. Just using the SilverSilk to get this on because I felt like when I did it that way, it sat much nicer on the sides of it. Okay. So I'm just going back out through, just like a traditional Pico, except for just using the SilverSilk to do our work for us here. Pick up 3 more. And then back in. And you're just going to do this down both sides. Just to give it a little touch of a little something. My theory has always been more is more, so I can't just let things be. Can't be
go
simple.
Big or go home.
Yep, that's for sure. So back through the SilverSilk. And beside my Pico Stitch that I just did. There we go. Sometimes you have to move your little your needle around a little bit, guys, to get it like past the ball chain or on the other side of, you know, one of the ball chain balls, basically. So,
oh, Vicky says you could do 2 at a time and make some honking big earrings.
Yeah, you could. That would be definitely hard. I'm not about wearing a honkin' pair of earrings. It's for sure. Okay. How are the spacing the picos on the SilverSilk on either side of the bail? As far as the bail goes, if I understand what you're saying, these, I'm not putting picos up where we're going to put the ribbon crimp on it, guys. It's because they're just going to get crushed in your ribbon crimp, and you don't want to do that. As far as spacing, I'm just kind of eyeballing it, keeping them pretty consistent in size. You can kind of judge however much space between each one. If you want to use the beads, by all means. It just seemed like too large of a space for me, and there wasn't enough pico down the sides.
I think
if I'm answering that, if not, let me know. Happy to.
I think they were asking about the balls that are inside the chain. Like, are you doing anything with them?
The balls inside the chain. When I cut this, they're going to go up into my ribbon crimp because they're going to give us some tooth to grab onto as well as the knots from the hemp. You're just going to cut it like we did for the bracelet, like this. And you're going to use a ribbon crimp on the end instead of it's just going to go up inside. So usually that's why I leave myself enough room so I can leave the space here for my ribbon crimp, have a little bit of room to groove, and keep my picot down below the beads here, down below the bead line. Does that help? I don't know.
Wayne, it's Wayne that's asking this question, and he, so glad you're here with us, Wayne. But if I think, if I'm understanding, if you're using the balls inside the chain in spacing at all.
Like nope. I'm not. I'm eyeballing it. You could certainly do that if you're, you know, thanks, Stephanie. Bye, honey. If you're, you know, want to be more exact and precise, you could certainly use them for spacing, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it here and just putting my Pico Stitch where I think I want it.
So you're not using the ball chain at all. It's just the outside layer of SilverSilk. Is that correct?
Oh, well, I'm going through the wire that's around this because I can't go through the ball chain.
Well,
but it's still in the center. Yeah, yes. And I'm not counting the ball, however many balls are there to space out my Pico either.
Wayne said we did answer his question.
Okay, so. Good. I'm glad. I'll get there every which way but loose there, Wayne. All right. Yeah, I'm just using the wires that's in the SilverSilk to kind of sew through, which makes it kind of really cool because you can lay this right down the side. Real nice.
I love how SilverSilk feels too.
Oh my yes. Don't get me started.
It's like butter.
It's like butter.
Ball chain.
And again, guys, we're just going back and forth beside each one that you make. You're coming out through, putting your beads on, and then going back down through the SilverSilk.
Well, Wayne, we are so glad to have you.
Yes, absolutely.
Bring your guy friends along who like to bead too. The more the merrier.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I'd love to hear of male beaders. I wish my husband would do it with me, but that's never going to happen. He's into other things. But I see a lot of couples that do that. Actually, on YouTube, there's quite a few of them.
Huh. That's cool. Jewelry wise? Or just in like stuff?
What?
Like jewelry? They make jewelry together?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Do you know Vaughn? Who I mean by her and her husband too.
Oh.
So.
I'm awful at names and then throw in chemo and forget it.
Oh. I don't even need chemo to have my brain be what it is. So struggles well enough on its own. I wouldn't want to even have to think about what it would be like with chemo. Oh, bless you.
Wayne says that he does the beading and his wife swipes the jewelry and wears it.
All right.
That's a nice trade-off.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a great relationship to me. Great relationship.
I love male beaders too, Melanie. They're so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Deb says it looks amazing, Trish.
Oh, thank you, Deb. I'm just going to turn this way now, guys, because I'm getting down past my comfort zone there. So I'm just going to turn it around. Just move the loom around as you see fit to put your Pico on, as always. It's always good to be able to move it around and get it in a comfortable position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't go wrong with the beads and the SilverSilk that we have here as far as making a design. But guys, make it your own, as I always say. You have to use that special loom to use the SilverSilk thread. It does make it easier because you can get the SilverSilk to go down in between the teeth of this. On the original, I think you would struggle. I know you would struggle. Possibly on the Wisdom Warriors you could do it, but I think you would still have a hard time trying to get it to stay in place. But if you come up with something, please let us know. But I do recommend this. This is a nice loom with wide teeth that you can use for a lot of stuff. Especially SilverSilk, of course, but, you know, fibers, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. Anne says that she feels lost on the Pico. Maybe you could hold it up to the camera a little.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me actually move this down a little bit, guys, while I'm doing this. It always seems to help you if I do that. So basically, you're going to, I just came out through the SilverSilk. Okay, I just pushed my needle through the layer of the woven wire there, Anne. Okay, and I'm just going to put on my 3 seed beads on my needle. Okay. And I'm going to move them down my needle onto my thread using my teeth because I'm holding this here. And then just a little ways over here. Again, I said I'm eyeballing it. You can be more meticulous if you would like. I'm going back through the SilverSilk. I'm not even including the beads in this process. Okay. And then when you pull it, what it does is it gets your 3 beads to stack. Actually, I think I put 4 beads on there. We don't want to do that. That's not a good example. Hold on 1 second, guys. Nobody's going to hear this, right?
Vicky made the comment that she used the fabric loom, which has a wider teeth.
Yeah, that would work if you have that. But you can see here, honey, how there's 2 beads that kind of sit on top of the SilverSilk and 1 bead that sits on top of the 2 beads. So when you put those 3 on and you go out through, put the beads on and back down through, it gives it like this trim effect. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I think one thing to think of is when we've done Pico before, we went through all the beads. Now it's more like a hand stitch because we're just going through the SilverSilk.
We're just sewing. Basically through the SilverSilk. You were just sewing through the SilverSilk just with a straight stitch. So now I'm going to go back through beside where we were, and you have to kind of finagle where your beads are there, guys. You could certainly use the beads, as I said earlier. I just didn't like, there wasn't, with the width of the beads between them, it didn't give me enough Pico. I wanted it to be really ruffly. So I decided to do it this way. Okay.
Anne said she can see it now. She said thank you.
Oh, good, Anne. I'm glad, honey. And as always, you can always message us if you have any questions after or anything like that, for sure. Okay.
And Facebook user, I'm not sure who you are, but yes, Jules used to have a fiber loom. So if you have a fiber loom, yes. Oh, okay. Never mind. You've the fiber loom works good also. Yes. Evelyn's asking if there is a pattern for this project. I would like to turn it into a bracelet.
I do not have one, but I can certainly work one up quickly for you guys if you would like, and I can post it in the group. It's not a difficult pattern, so I should probably be able to work it up pretty easy for you.
And Vicky has a great point on the Pico.
Yes.
The trick is having the Pico being very close to each other so it doesn't become a loop instead.
Right. You don't want it to be a loop. You want it to look lacy. Okay. I just want to make sure my strands aren't tangled here. I think they are. Okay. Let me just pull this up.
You're doing a great job, Trish. Just so you know, you're at the 45-minute mark.
Okay. So what I'll end up doing, guys, is I'm going to finish this one side, then we'll take it off. And I will finish. I can sew the Pico. Even once you take it off, you could sew your Pico in because of that convenience of that SilverSilk. So we'll do that and take it off and show you how to tie it off on one end and put the crimps on, and then give it over to Amber to show you this month's kit or this month's workshop. I have to stop calling it a kit because it's not what it is.
The kit for the workshop.
The kit for the workshop, yeah. I guess. But.
I believe there's 6 left, the last I heard.
Yes. That's what I heard too, honey. I'm so glad to have my buddy back with me.
I'm glad to be here with you.
I know it might not be next week or whatever, but I'll take it where I can.
Yes. Well, next week will be my good week. So hopefully I work in that project. So
oh yes, that'll be a fun one too.
We're gonna make earrings next week. So.
Ooh, and these are so cool, guys. You wait till you see them.
Once I get it perfected.
Well, from what I can see of what you have so far, even it's really looking cute. I like the concept a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah, this would be a pretty bracelet.
It really would be.
It would be attention grabbing, that's for sure.
Makes me think of fall too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you could do it in
anytime.
Colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nile has all kinds of beautiful colors, pinks and turquoises and browns and blues, and
the sky's the limit, that's for sure.
Yeah, he does have some gorgeous greens, of course. Okay, it looks like we're going to do one more here, guys, and then we'll take it off and quickly tie off. All right, so 3 more beads here. Actually, I'm rushing myself. I didn't go back through yet, guys, so we want to make sure we always go back through. I'm going to turn it back this way so I can see a little better. Back through.
Sorry.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Something echoed.
Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that very much. I'm glad you found the chat. Girl, we got to have you in our chat.
They are 9x6 gem cut that we're using tonight, whoever a Facebook user is.
Yes. And the link for everything is in the description of this video. So, red, white, and blue one for the patriotic holidays. Oh, yes. Definitely.
That would be beautiful.
Okay. So I just put my last one on here. This is our string from before. And I'm just going to trim it. Keep it simple. Blends in nicely with the SilverSilk. So if when you pull this off, guys, if you want to go back and put a little bit of glue on your knots, that works just fine. Keep everything kind of together for you. And I'm just going to tie this off the Pico strand for now. I hope that was enough Pico to help everyone figure out, what they needed to do. As I said, you can always contact us. If I have some downtime this weekend, I'll try to put everything together for everyone. For a pattern.
Vicky said you could do it with silver stars on the edge. That would be cute.
My gosh. Yes, girl. All right, so I trim that off. So all I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to cut my hemp on this side, and then I should be able just to lift that all off of there. Okay? If my needle would get out of my throat. So it's just as simple as trimming your hemp, and then you can just kind of push this off of your loom. Let's see if I have to trim that one here. Okay, see how easily that comes off for you? And then just like so. Okay? Right. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. So on the SilverSilk, I want to leave a little bit of length on these, but I'm going to tie my knots off first, and it's just as simple as tying. I tie 2 knots on the ends of each double knot. I should say not 2 knots.
Oh, it is 2 knots. You're good.
Yeah. Double knots, 2 knots. All right. Just want to kind of get that low enough so when I go to put I don't want it tight against my bead there, because I want to have room to be able to put my ribbon crimp on there without it getting too close to my bead. Okay. Just leaving a little breathing room there. Okay. And then kind of want to get them centered, get your knots centered on there. So when you have your dangle downs, technical term, they're centered on your beads, okay? And then I'm just going to cut these. And again, double knot. Yeah, I mean, once you get the hang of those, if you're just doing the pendant, you can make one up within an hour, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a Pico that takes time, but it's once you get the hang of that, even goes pretty quick. And you can glue your knots, put some GS Hypo on those. That's not going to hurt anything, to make sure that you have a nice hold there so nothing's slipping apart on you. So I'm just going to take my regular trimmers. This is my wire trimmers. And I'm going to cut my SilverSilk. I'm going to kind of judge here. I'm going to leave a little more than less, so I make sure that I have enough when I'm putting my crimps on, okay? So I'm just trimming again between the balls. I don't even know. I don't should. Yeah. Anyway, so
sorry.
Same thing up here, guys. Between the balls of the SilverSilk chain. All right. And the reason I'm not using SilverSilk ends here is because I don't have singles for these. If I had them, I probably could use them. But I decided on the top that I'm going to cut these knots short first, because we're not going to be able to get all that string up inside. Make sure this is snug. Okay. And we're going to cut these strands. And this would be the point that you would glue them. But, you know, we're just going to show the concept. Okay. So across the top, I'm looking here and I think, okay, I want to put I have a long bar ribbon clasp that I want to use, and I can see I can cut my SilverSilk down some. I don't want to make it too short because I want to make sure I have enough to go up in. So you're better at first to leave more than less, like I said. So basically, I'm going to take the same pliers without the hemp on them to close up my ribbon crimp. And this one can be a little more difficult, but since it's across everything, but just kind of work it slowly. Just kind of squeeze. Make sure your SilverSilk's in up here. And that's where I'm saying make sure that your Pico's down low enough so you can actually squeeze your SilverSilk up inside there. And I make sure before I take it too tight, I'm kind of putting it in the end there. And then we're going to work over here. And so if you don't bear down on everything at once, you're better off, guys. Just kind of working it across to make sure that you have everything where you want it before you give it that final squeeze. And I have that SilverSilk up in there to make sure one of the balls, at the very least, just have one in there, but you should have a couple. Let me get this. I actually can adjust that, I think. And that was what makes it nice. The two will slide right in there for you off the side if you don't bear down and squeeze everything at one time.
So there's no savage.
No, nope.
Okay.
We're just hooking right onto it. You could, if you wanted to just put a salvage on the loom or off the loom, you certainly could. Of course, I'm getting battled here, but that gives you the gist. Go ahead.
I was just going to read a funny comment from our friend Vicky. Centered and dangle downs. What was on those alligator clips, Trish?
Centered in the dangle downs. All right, so that's the top, and then we're going to do the same thing down here. We're just going to trim, and we're going to put, I'll show you just on one of the SilverSilk what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take one of these little ribbon crimps because I like the look of having individual. It gives it a little bit more play down there. So I'm just going to take one of these little ribbon crimps on the end. I'm going to make sure again that my SilverSilk and my ties are all around the same length, and I think I'm going to just shorten up my SilverSilk a tad again.
What size ribbon crimp did you use on the top?
I don't have a measurement on that. I can tell you from this that it's about 1 3/4 inch wide.
Okay.
That gives you the idea on it anyway. Of course, when I purchased it, I didn't keep the inserts bad like that. So
I mixed up the ribbon crimp sizes all the time. So
yeah. So we're just going to make sure, like I said, that everything's kind of in the same ballpark area. Put our crimp on the end. And I'll show you one dangle down here, guys. One dangle down. Around town.
Centered.
Oh, there for a moment I forgot I thought it was just me and you.
Yes. To be a fly on the wall during the day when we chat. Oh my
yes,
goodness.
For sure.
Oops, sorry, my mic fell.
I'm just going to put this onto the end of the SilverSilk. Give it a squeeze. Make sure it's on there nice and snug. Okay, and then just as simple as taking a head pin, like so, and throw it, and then put a bead on it. And I use my one-step looper, guys, or if you want to make a simple loop or use a wrap loop, whatever works for you. I just put it into my one-step looper. And I did attach jump rings on the bottom of this one because I liked the way that it looked, but you can certainly just attach right from your head pin that you've made, your loop that you've made. My other pliers. Here we go. There. And just attach it right onto the dangle down parts.
Okay. Could you have started your design with a row of 11 seed beads before the 9x6?
Certainly. And then
you could slide onto that.
3mm fire polish up there would be gorgeous. Just for look. And then if you wanted to put the seed beads above it, you make it your own, guys. I'm anxious to see what you come up with. But you could certainly put the seed beads there. But that kind of just gives you an idea, guys. And then you would finish out with your little crimps across the bottom and finish your Pico Stitch, and you'd be good to go. Just looking like this one.
That's awesome. You froze.
Yes, that's our finished project.
One more question from Vicky here. Could you use your leather cord?
Absolutely. Actually, I was going to use leather cord tonight.
I didn't finish.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. My brain was not moving fast enough. Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Leather cord.
My mouth was moving too fast.
Or a clamshell with loops on the end.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And if you did it with leather, that would be really pretty to put it across the bottom. You could put the SilverSilk findings on here and then do coordinating leather ends if you make it with leather. Or the clamshells would work. Absolutely. So over to you, dear.
All right. Let me hide that comment there. All right. So we'll real quickly here do our unboxing of this month's Creative Soul Jewel Loom box that is for the May workshop. So excited. It's very pretty. Always comes so prettily wrapped. And we always get our little snack and our tea and all of our goodies. So let's see what goodies we have this month. So this class will start next week. There are 6 spots left. So if you want to sign up and at least join in on the class and then get your kit afterwards, that would work too. So I love these triangle beads. I'm so excited to do another triangle bead project.
Yes.
This is like a lime green or so. And I turned my light off because I was getting hot. There we go. Let's see if I can get. Never turns out as pretty as in person. But let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Now we can see the gorgeousness.
Oh, so yeah, they're like smoky red with white lines. It's just I don't even know what it's called. It's so pretty. And then you get this really pretty rose button.
Ooh, love it.
And then some more. These were my favorite the last time we did it too. Were these the Picasso? I don't know. They're multicolored. They're just beautiful.
Picasso or travertine.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Yep. We got some of those fun ones from last time. Those fun shaped hexagon beads and some fire polish here. So awesome. And then nice bag of, looks like Levanos of 2 different colors, like a pale pink and like a garnet kind of color, and some white hemp. So yeah.
So they make a beautiful bracelet this month.
Oh, yeah. So excited.
And there's 6 left of them, guys. If you want to get in on our crew, it is so fun, guys. It's just such a nice community to be in. And I'm looking down still, sorry.
You didn't know I switched it on you.
You just put me right out there.
You were talking. I was highlighting you.
Oh, thank you. I do a lot of that, the talking thing. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun community. We all enjoy it. It's just like a bonding type thing. This was actually the Spanish cuff that we made one month. And we got to design them ourselves. Jules sent us these gorgeous beads and said, make it your own, you know?
And then this one was January. She just sent us a whole bunch of beads and said, or December, make away.
Absolutely.
And that's what's in the kit. So.
And I do have our winner for this week. Sabrina Johnson, you are a winner from last week. So don't forget, guys, if you want to sign up to win the Jewel Loom kit, it's a super generous prize. And all you have to do is like Facebook page, like the YouTube channel, and join the newsletter. Those 3 things. And then you can get signed up to win. You may win the prize. And let me tell you, well worth it. So Sabrina Johnson this week.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay, Sabrina. Congratulations. So just so you know, next week on our schedule, it says that we would be doing a wooden icon pendant. That's probably not going to happen. I've been working on some earrings that we're going to be doing. So we'll have some more dangle downs.
More dangle downs.
Lots of dangle downs trying to go for here. So it'll be preparing you for bringing in the summer, for Memorial Day. So it'll be a full night of Jewel Loom because Jewels will be on SilverSilk YouTube page. So make sure you head over there and you can see another project on the SilverSilk Loom. And then come join us after that. And we will
going to be a little bit of a birthday party too for somebody.
Somebody's birthday's coming. I don't know who.
Oh, no, me either.
No. So bring your crowns. Bring your noisemakers. We'll sing happy birthday to a certain someone, not me.
Oh, my gosh.
Or maybe we'll just clap you in.
Clap you happy birthday. Happy birthday.
So we will be just partying hard. All kinds of Jewel Loom next Thursday from 6 on through 8. So we will be excited to see you guys.
Absolutely.
So let me see. I see lots of party time. Congrats, Sabrina.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you. Oh, thanks, Zach, that you can't wait to see what I make. Thanks.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So, we are excited to have that with you guys. And thanks, Trish, for the awesome project.
You're very welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here's a last look. I'll try to get some information together for you guys. And it's a basic pattern, but, I'll get it all worked out for you so it's simple. And then if you just want to continue it on up to the loom for a bracelet, it'd be absolutely stunning. And I can't wait to see what you come up with, guys.
Awesome. Well, have a great week, guys. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye.